This episode is brought to you by The Modest Company. The Modest Company helps introverted entrepreneurs get the publicity they deserve without feeling overwhelmed. To get more information, head to themodcosc.com or click the link in the show notes.
Hey, and welcome to another episode of the Marco Podcast.
A show dedicated to the realness of organization and entrepreneurship. This space was created for every woman who needs motivation or inspiration to get organized and to keep going after her dream. I'm your host, Angel J. Sit back and prepare for valuable tips, resources, laugh, and much more. If this is your first time here, welcome and thanks for joining. If you've been hanging around for a while, welcome back, and I hope you brought a friend.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. Today's episode is a solo episode, and I want to talk about one size and how it does not fit all. So, for the sake of this episode, I'm just going to assume that you have either purchased something that says one size fits all, or I think lately it says one size fits most, or that you have at least seen something that says that. And I've always, said, and I've heard people say that just because it says one size fits all or it fits most, that does not mean that it's meant for you. And there are things that you have to take into consideration with it. Does it look good on you? Can you match it with other items that you already own? Do you like the material of it? Do you know where you're going to wear it to or how you're going to use it? Does it align with your morals and values? And just so many other questions and things that you have to take into consideration before you decide to grab this just on the basis of one size fits all. And so the same can be said for your business and your life. One size does not fit one size does not fit all, and it shouldn't fit all. And so for me, I've never been a bandwagon person, and I have never wanted to be a bandwagon person. But being a business owner, you have so many different things that are coming at you. You see so many workshops and programs and content and people telling you, this is what you need to do. This is what you need to do. This is how you have to attract attention. Or if you're not doing it this way, then this is why you're not reaching your goals. And sometimes you can think that, okay, a one size fits all, but it really doesn't. You have to, again, go back and look at and see what's going to fit into your business and your lifestyle and how it is. And I remember, like, this is how much of a bandwagon person that I am not. I remember when the DVD players became really popular. I'm also aging myself here, because depending on what age you are, you may not even be familiar with the DVD player. But my mom got me a DVD player, and I just asked her to return it. I was polite about it. I was nice about it, but I was just like, you can return it. I don't want the DVD player. I'm perfectly fine with my VCR. And this is like when they first came out, when they was like $200-300. And I think she got it for me for like Christmas or my birthday or something like that. And I was just like, no, I'm good with it. I was like 14, 15 years old at the time. And I know it's probably a weird thing for a 15-year-old to say is that, I don't want the latest thing, but it just wasn't me. And I was the same with the iPod. Like, I didn't get an iPod until 2008 when my husband and I were dating. And that was actually the first Christmas present that he ever gave me. And I think by then iPods had been around for at least several years, but I just wasn't interested in getting one. I like to wait and see like how things are going to hold up. Is it even going to last? Like, do I need to invest in it before I actually invest in it? And I'm also the person that still has a closet full of DVDs as well as my DVD player that I absolutely refuse to part with it, even though I rarely use it. But I actually did tell my husband the other day I was trying to watch a movie on one of the streaming services. I just put it on for background noise, but I was still kind of listening to it. And I was like, something is missing in this movie. And I remember telling him, I said, sometimes I really just don't like watching movies on streaming services because they leave out parts. And I'm a person that I remember stuff. And I remember what was supposed to happen in a certain scene. And I'm like, well, this is missing from it. So I might have to break out those DVDs and that DVD player so that I can watch actually what's supposed to be happening. But back to what I was saying. So trends, they come and they go. Again, Where's the iPod and the DVD player now, other than mine that's sitting in the closet. But other than that, most people in my iPod, I think, is actually sitting in the drawer. I don't even think I have a charger to fit it to charge it and turn it on if I wanted to. Actually, I may go look and see after I finish recording this episode and just see if I can get it to work just for old time's sake. Sorry, y'all. I keep going off on tangents here, but I keep thinking of little things while I'm doing this. But yeah, so they're probably collecting dust on someone's shelf or at the bottom of someone's drawer or cracked or something like that. And they had a good run, but it was a trend. It was a fad. People have moved on to the next thing. And I've also never wanted to be a trendsetter. I would much rather be a foundation builder. And I think that that is a problem with a lot of things these days, like not just in business, but in personal everything. Everyone wants to be a trendsetter. Everybody wants, their 15 minutes of fame, as they say. Everybody's playing the short game. Not a lot of people are playing the long game. And the short game is being a trendsetter. The long game is being a foundation builder. And it can be so hard to be a foundation builder in business because there's always a new product popping up or a new course telling you how you can get from 0 to 20K in 5 days. You all know how I feel about that. Or how you can take your business from, 0 clients to 500 clients in 24 hours. Like, I cannot scroll through social media or check my email without seeing at least 10 posts or emails along those lines. And this is the one size fits all that I'm talking about. And it does not fit all, because if this was it, then everyone would be doing it and everyone would have the six figures. Like, and I'm not saying that it can't be done and that things cannot turn around quickly, because I mean, when God's ready to turn something around, he'll turn it around in the blink or the flash of an eye, and it'll make your head spin. All I'm saying is that if things were that easy to go from 0K, I mean, sorry, not 0K, to go from $0 to 20K, everyone would be doing it and no one would need these courses. And a lot of these programs, the reason that they're able to go from 0 to 6 figures is because they're charging $2,000 or more to share their secrets with you. And the secrets are usually really not cracked up, are usually not what they're cracked up to be. But people are getting buy into them, and then they're getting frustrated when it doesn't work, because they're trying to fit into that one size fits all. Someone is trying to give you all the secrets of how they built their business. And nothing wrong with sharing how you built your business, nothing wrong with sharing the mistakes that you made or the things that you wish that you had done differently. But the exact same strategy that someone else used may not be the exact same strategy for you to use. If you are trying to use the strategies of someone who is a fashion designer and you're in tech, those strategies probably aren't going to work for you. But if you're buying into one of these courses or these programs that's telling you this is how you do it, most of those are not geared at specific niches. It's just showing you how to use various tools to get to where you want to be. And some things need to be niche specific, because everything is different and things are done differently. And so what works for one niche may not work for another niche, or it may not even fit into that niche at all. Also, you have to take into account, who your target audience is. What are their goals? What products or services are you offering? Does what you're offering align with what you're trying to help your clients accomplish? If you're a wellness coach, the tactics offered in the program, they may not fit your business. Or if your niche is creating workbooks, then creating a mastermind course may not be for you, because they're two completely different things, and that's fine. And it's the same with your personal life. If you're the parent who wants to bring a box of variety chips and a few packs of Gatorade for the after the game snacks, that's perfectly fine. But don't try to be the parent who creates the cute little baggies full of snacks with it color coded and every child's name written on it, because that's not you, and it doesn't have to be one size fits all. So don't try to make your business something that it's not, and don't try to be something that you're not. This is just not how things work, and we're not all meant to be the same and to do the same things. Instead, go back to building that foundation. Like, you cannot build something without a foundation. You wouldn't start building a house with the roof first. So why would you start building your business or your life with the roof first? Like, you cannot start at the top and then work your way back down. You have to start from the bottom and work your way up. A foundation starts with honesty and trust. Okay. I've seen so many posts lately with people upset about the false advertising from the masterminds or the 0 to 6 figure courses, or that they signed up for programs telling them about, 5K in 5 days. Guys, a program cannot guarantee you anything unless they are actually going to give it to you. Unless the creator of that program is actually going to come out and say, here's the $1,000 per day, or however they want to break it down, they cannot guarantee you that you're going to make 5K in 5 days. All they can do is tell you how to possibly do that. And a lot of those isn't even saying that if you do this program in the next 5 days, you'll make 5K, which a lot of people don't realize. A lot of those programs are just saying, hey, here's a 5 day program to help you learn in 5 days how you can make 5K, not a program that at the end of this 5 days, you'll have 5K. And a lot of people are not realizing that. They're thinking that if I go through and I do this program and I do the steps in this program, at the end of it, I'm going to have an extra $5,000. No. At the end of it, the program is supposed to give you the tools and the resources that you need to now go out and make that $5,000. When you aren't building a foundation, then you start to crumble. And that's when you're not getting the results that you wanted, or because you're piling stuff onto the foundation too quickly before it's settled. And now it's crumbling because it can't uphold the weight and the pressure that you're putting on it. So let's think about it this way. The person who decided to not be the one size fits all and decided to build a solid foundation, they may not have 6 figures, but their foundation is strong and allows them to keep building. And I will admit, y'all know I'm open and honest over here, that I fell victim to the one size fits all. I created some courses and some masterminds, but I realized that that wasn't really me and it wasn't what I really wanted to do. And, I've said this before, a lot of my entrepreneurial journey has been me trying to be one size fits all instead of what fits my target audience and what fits my needs and how I run and how I operate. And that's just a mindset that I really want people to get out of. Again, not just in your business, but in your personal life as well. What works for someone else may not work for you, and it's perfectly fine, but you have to be willing to play the long game. We have got to stop playing the short game and really focus on the long game and what we want our goals to be and what we want to accomplish, and celebrating that along the way. And I've talked to a lot of people lately that have said that, they've had to like take breaks from social media or just completely like deactivate their account because they get sucked into that whole one size fits all thing, or they see other people in their business or their personal life and it's doing great, and they're like, well, why is this not me? Why haven't I reached this yet? And remember my episode about what if, that people show you what they want you to see on social media. They're not showing you all the back end stuff that they had to get to be there. You're not seeing the green screen where the pretty background was posted over it. You don't see all of that. You see what they want you to see. So life is not one size fits all. Business is not one size fits all. So find the size that fits you and stick with that size. All right, y'all. I will talk to you again soon. Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Modco podcast. I hope that you enjoyed this episode and learned something from it. Be sure to share this episode with a friend, family member, colleague, or anyone you think will enjoy it. Make sure you hit the follow or subscribe button. And if you love the podcast, please leave us a 5-star rating and review on your favorite podcasting app. That helps others to find us and gets us listed in other show recommendations. So you all know that I run on coffee, and so does the show. If you'd like to buy us a coffee, you can do so by clicking on the link in the show notes. Thank you so much, and chat soon.